Oh, come on. You can do this. You're in tech. Right? You're a smart guy. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, I've got my mustache. I set a marker. All right. Here we go. So, I'll show you what I have. So the whole point of Harpoon, here, we'll just open up the tab, and I'm going to move myself. I'm going to shrink myself down to a nice whatever. All right. So the point of Harpoon 2 is what I understand it to be. It's an easy way to get travel around your files, the different files you have in your buffer. What's a buffer? I had to learn a bunch of stuff when I was doing Vim. I didn't really know what a buffer was. So best as I can explain it right now, a buffer would be the location of, not really the location, but what holds a file that you're currently editing. So if you have like, you know, a file for like index.js, and then you've got another file for index.css, you know, that's going to be in your buffer. Anyways, I'm sure a lot of you know that. That's okay. Hang on. I got to get my Primogen mustache. All right. So here's the deal with buffers, right? So I remember this when I was using Vim. Let me hop over to Neovim here. So this is my Neovim. Oh, and you know what? I should also clarify. I am using Kickstart. If you don't know what Kickstart is, Neovim Kickstart, it's something that I think Tej is involved with it. Tej_dev. Maybe a few others that I can't recall right now. So Kickstart is a way to get started with Neovim. It'll set up a whole bunch of stuff for you so that you don't have to do it manually, right? And how it does it, it's got an initialization script. And so if you look in here, like I actually went and read this to see what was going on inside. Literally, you're just going to pull up, read the instructions on how to get this down onto your local system. And then when you start up Neovim, it's going to do a bunch of setup stuff for you. And you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do any manual configs unless you really want to. And the nice thing about Kickstart is that if you do really want to do custom configs, you can just add on to your initialization script. You could do it here, or you can do it as an additional script, and you can get your Neovim updated. So this is what I have running. I've got my Kickstart. Literally, that's all I'm running with my Neovim setup, and then what you can do with your Neovim is add on this thing called Harpoon, and so that's what we're talking about, right? So I'll show you. I'll switch over to my terminal here. So this is going to be the project that I'm working on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put myself like up here. Let's do this. All right. Okay. So here's like a Neovim setup. This is the project that I'm going to be working on with Zig and WebAssembly. And let's say I want to have some SEX here. Okay. We're going to get some SEX going. And I just want to open up this guy, dom.html. So, this is one way I could do it with a split tab. And, I can see what's going on in here, and then I can switch over to the other file, which is my Zig file, and I can, do whatever I got to do. There is another way to do it where you could, say you're using tmux, which I'm not, but if you're using tmux, which is basically like a terminal session management system, it's very cool. You should try it and use it if you don't know what it is or you never have. And Yeah, BKR, I'm Wilden, right? So, the other thing you could do is you could just like open up a new tab, like right in Neovim, and then you can just do like whatever, just crank her open, right? Get the ball rolling, crank her open. So you can see what's going on. Like these are just two ways to do the same thing. But here's where Harpoon comes in. I'm trying to get through this because essentially I want to make sure everybody's kind of on the same page. So if I go LS, right? Here are my buffers. You guys see that down there? Right? So here are my buffers. So I could do a number of things if I want to float around here. I could do something like let's see. I've got two tabs, right? Let me zoom out. Here we go. Okay, so I've got two tabs, right? I actually have my mouse turned on, which is you're all gonna hate me for it, but whatever. So I could just use my mouse. All right. Okay, just deal with it. Just shut up. Just deal with it. Okay, I have my mouse. That's fine. That's one way. Here's another way I could do it. I could go like tab next. I could go tab previous, right? I could even go through the buffer itself. I could go like uh, next. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh no. Oh no. Is it not B next? Is it B? Oh, because I don't have one. That's why. That's why. Let's say it is Dom, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So B prev. There we go. Okay. I had to do something weird to get there. That was bad. That was a bad example. Pretend that never happened. Anyways, essentially what I did is I opened up two files and they each have their own buffer. And I can jump around in a variety of different ways. If I have the tabs, if I have the buffers, whatever the heck ever, I can jump around. Now, if my understanding is correct, I'm gonna put out a thesis on what I think the Primogen was trying to do, and then we'll see if it's right. So here's just one more way to do it, right? So you can see down here, I'm gonna put my 4, 1, 4, 5, 6. Those are the buffer numbers. If you use those numbers, you can jump to that file. So you could go, I could literally go like, where am I? Test 6. So I could go, what, B5? Takes me there, right? B4, B5, right? Right? Okay. Um, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing, folks. I don't know. Can I get that? I can't. Wow. It won't. Look, this is a Kinesis keyboard. Kinesis keyboard. Okay. I can't. It just looks like I'm licking nothing. Damn. Okay, I'll have to take a proper picture with my stash. Okay, anyways, I gotta plug this back in. Okay. Now that I've licked the keyboard appropriately, like the Primogen, let's keep going. Okay, so so we just went over a few ways that you can jump around files, you can have tabs, you can have your buffer. So let's now look at let's go look at what the Primogen has for the Harpoon setup. So the problems, right? We'll just give it a quick read and just see what he's coming up with. You're working on a code base, medium, large, tiny, whatever. You find yourself frequenting a small set of files. Yep, makes sense. You're tired of using a fuzzy finder. Bnext, bprev, which I've been using. You're getting too repetitive. Alternate file doesn't quite cut it, so on and so on. You want to execute some project-specific commands. You have any number of persistent terminals that can be easily navigated to, send commands to other tmux windows, or dream up your own custom action and execute with a single key. Here is something I have not yet figured out buffers for. How do you use a buffer to have like a terminal open that you can like execute commands on. I know how to do it. I think I remember how to do it off the top of my head within Neovim with I think it's either the slash command or anyways, it's one of the commands. I know there's a way to do it inline, but I think that you can use a buffer to have a terminal running, and then you could go from there. Anyways, so I guess that's kind of what he's saying here is that could be another problem. So what you want to do is you can specify either by altering a UI or by adding via hotkey files. You can have unlimited lists and items within the lists. Honestly, I'm not too sure what that means. Just being real here, don't know what that means. Okay, but here's the installation. Before I go into the installation, I'm going to read through. Okay, I'm going to keep going for a little bit. You'll want to add your style of remaps and such to your Neovim dot files with the shortcuts you like. My shortcuts are for me alone. I'm going to rip his shortcuts, and there's nothing he can do about it, which also means they're designed with Dvorak in mind. Never mind, I regret my last statement. You have to do Harpoon setup in order to get auto CMDs. I think I know what auto CMDs are, but I don't remember. Anyways, here's the setup that he has. Okay. Okay, so I think I kind of see what's going on. So Harpoon is it seems like it's a list of files, I guess, or maybe a list of buffers. Anyways, it's a list. You can add to the list. You can toggle a quick menu to the list, or you can just iterate the list. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems like it's set to 4. I don't know if that's a hard limitation or if that's just because, by nature, you can see what he set up right at the top, a small set of files, right? So, maybe he's thinking like it shouldn't be more than about 4 files. Because if you're doing it for a big, large chunk of files, I'm like, what the hell are you doing kind of a thing? I could see him thinking that way. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. And then you've got an API so that you can plug into the Harpoon plugin, and it looks like you can add your own calls. You can define a custom behavior. Here's an example where I create a list named CMD that takes the current line in the editor, adds it to the menu. When list select is called, we take the contents of the line executed as a Vim command. I don't think it's a great use of Harpoon, but it's meant to show how to add your own custom list. You could imagine that a terminal list would be just as easy to create. Okay. Oh, here, BKRs. New fetish unlocked. Yeah, auto CMD or auto CMPL. Now I know less. Now BKR has screwed me up. I know even less. You can add more. I have it set to 5. More is not fun to reach. So, okay, that's okay. So I was kind of on the right track. The point here is that you want to just have a few. You don't want to be doing many, many files. So I get it. Okay, so I just want to take a second and read through this. It just helps me load up like what the premise on a code level would be, just so I can kind of understand it. So you've got a custom behavior for a list named CMD. When you call append, this function is called, and the return value will be put in the list at the end, which means same behavior for prepend, except where in the list the return value is added. The possible value string only passed in when you alter the UI manual. Sure, okay. So you're adding the possible value, get the current line, IDX. Okay, so you're getting like some kind of an ID from the whatever the line is. Read the current line, buffer get lines. It's a nil if it's nil if it's nil, of course. Okay, and then the value of the command, and then the context, any data you want. This function gets invoked with the options being passed in from list select. You have a list item with a value of any, context of any. You have just the list, or you have the option any. Is this HTMX level access? HTMX. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, when you switch the order of the buffers in the UI, it works like in Vim visual mode. HTMX mentioned. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. Okay. So I think I like generally I get the idea. You're generating um a list of like, files or places you want to go to in a way that's supposed to be like relatively easy through hotkeys. Um, and then you define the hotkeys with Harpoon. Whoa, is the Primogen here? Wait a second. Now, come on. Is the Primogen here? He's here. Listen, Mr. Primogen. I've done two things, just so you know. I'm gonna, probably gonna edit this video or whatever. Yeah. So look, I got a mustache. I didn't just get a mustache, Mr. Primogen. I did not feel like I could do this without doing the proper mustache. I literally walked off stream while there was 0 viewers, and then I went downstairs to the mailbox. And I don't think you can see this because my stupid camera does this stupid thing where it like hides stuff. Anyways, there's a square here. I wish I could figure out how to show it with a whole bunch of different mustaches. Okay. And I picked one just for you. And then I took my Kinesis keyboard, which is also going to get blocked by my stupid camera. Okay. And I licked it. All right. That is how you start Harpoon. Real men just grow mustaches. I'm trying, but it's not coming in. I'm not drinking enough, like, I don't know, something. Maybe not enough milk or maybe not enough tequila. One of the two. Okay? So I'm sorry, but that's how it is for me right now. All right. So I'm going to keep going, okay? So this is yeah. So this is my understanding. So I've shown you how I like maneuver around my Neovim. You can do your tabs, you can do your buffers, etc. So based on what I just read with the HTMX comment there, you should be able to load up. In my case, I just want to load up a few files. I just want to see if it works this way. I have a few files in my project. I just want to like hop around between 2 files. That's it. That's all I want to do. Okay. So in order to get this done, what I have to consider is I need to take this basic setup. Sorry, this one up here. I have to plug in the plugin in my Neovim setup along with my Kickstart, which I actually don't exactly know how to do. And then I have to see if it'll just install Harpoon, and off I go. So I need to switch over to my terminal. And having done that, what I got to do, well, you know what? I'm gonna quit this, okay? And then I'm gonna go. Let's see what my init. Okay, so my init Lua is just Kickstart, and I think if I remember right, I added something custom. Yeah, I added Copilot. Okay, so if this is correct, then what I should be able to do is just copy over what the instructions say for setting up Harpoon. So I got to start with plenary and Vim, plenary Vim. Here's the thing though. The way that it's set up in the README, it's using use, but the way I have it here is in the require. Can I just literally just go like, I don't know. We're gonna find out together. Can I just literally go plenary? And then if I nvim lua plenary.nvim, yeah? Can I just do this? First of all. Second of all, my other, oh, see, it's already in there. I'm glad I checked. Thanks, Primogen. I'll see you later. Um, so I actually have plenary NVim in here, so that's fine. So I actually don't need this then. I'm glad I checked that. So I'm going to take this out. And if I'm going to assume I don't need it, okay? And then I'm going to do, yeah. The Primogen Harpoon. I should just be able to, I mean, I don't even, I'm going to stick to my quotes, okay? I don't need to use Primogen quotes. Okay, that seems legit. Now, I know he's got version 1, version 2. So I'm going to try and follow what he's got here and just go like Harpoon 2, yeah. And he's got requires, which I think if I look at, I don't know that requires is actually a thing here. I think this is a dependency, not a requires. And I know Mr. Primogen likes to use a different, what's he using? Packer. I don't know that if it will work. You have to see if that is a lazy thing. Yeah, see, so I'm kind of thinking it's not. I'm kind of thinking I have to put in whoops. I'm thinking I have to put in dependencies. And then I would just put in like an array of dependencies basically. So my array of dependencies would be like this. And then I'd go whatever, nvim lua plenary.nvim. And I can't remember. Here, we'll close it off, okay? We'll get this done. I think that's it. I think that's all I gotta do. So if I've done this right, can I just save it and run it? And if I can, let's just open up my project. Thank you, Prime. I appreciate it, man. Let's see. Damn, son. Damn. All right. That worked. Okay, so we've got it running on lazy along with Kickstart. Tej should be happy. I can tell Tej about this. Right? And then I think what I'm supposed to do is Harpoon setup, right? Let me just quickly read. Yeah, Harpoon setup. So if I just go like this, I don't know if this is right. Crap. I'm already failing. Oh no. Lua, oh, Primogen to the rescue. Okay. Harpoon info. Did it work? No? Okay. Just because I'm a typical, I'm going to restart and I'm just going to do it one more time, okay? All right. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, it looks like I'm good to go. So if that's the case, now what I have to do is I have to set up whatever keyboard bindings I want with my Harpoon 2 setup, which I think I officially have. And then I can add some files to the list, and then I can swap around the list with some hotkeys. So if I'm going to do that, then that probably means, no, I don't want to record. I don't want to record. There we go. That probably means I need to put in Primogen. Thank you again. This is awesome. I'll let you know how it goes at the end. Okay. I'll just head off to work, man. Go do your thing. I got this. You still need to call Harpoon setup in the Kickstart, or else Harpoon will not act the way you want. Got it. Okay. I'm going to add Harpoon setup. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to prep for Harpoon setup, but I am also going to, at the same time here, since I'm here, I'm just going to see if I can just add in the keyboard bindings right now and see how far that takes me. And then we'll try doing the whole thing in one shot. So I'm going to go like yeah, these are my telescope ones, right? Right. These are telescope ones. Um, cool, 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 cool. And then if I go down, I've got declarations, rename code actions. Yeah, I remember all these. I've got my Lua stuff, a little bit of Lua stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to the end. No, please don't do that. And I'm going to go see what the keyboard bindings look like. All right. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to go back to this guy. Nope, wrong one. Wrong one. Where are you? Where are you? Let's go like this. There we go. And then I'll show it. There we go. Okay. So keyboard bindings, right? So here we go. Yeah. That's what Primogen was saying before he left. He's saying that I need to call Harpoon setup and that and then obviously I need to set up my keyboard bindings. So I'm going to try and do it right now. Now, Harpoon setup, this is where it's going to start to get dicey for me. I know the code that I need to run here. That's fine. But what I need to sort out is whether this works exactly the same in a lazy. And I don't think it's exactly the same, right? Like, I think it's got to look more like this, require Harpoon setup. I don't think it's exactly the way that it's written here. Probably because Prime is using Packer here, so it's a different set of a different set of commands, a different way of structuring the commands here. So I'm gonna just try and like literally translate what I think is attempted here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go. I have really short-term memory. Require. Okay, so we're gonna go require Harpoon. Is it? Do you have to say 2? No, it doesn't look like it. And then we're going to go setup. Yeah. And then my question would be, yeah, you can call it like a regular function. Okay. No fancy. All right. All right. All right. Now, for my key mappings, I have completely forgotten how to do the key mappings, but I think it's exactly the same. Vim key map set. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same. Vim key map set. I think I'm just okay to just copy. So what I like to do, I'm sorry that this might frustrate people. I might edit this out afterwards. What I like to do is, even though I can copy paste all the lines, I like to write out the lines myself, manually. It's slower, I get it, but it's, so I apologize in advance. It's just for me, it's a slower start time, but it usually ends up to a faster middle to end time for me. I onload easier. So I'm literally just going to like write out a couple of lines here and then I'll copy the rest. So what I have is, okay, so Vim key map set, we've got N, and then this is going to be leader, okay? And so the leader A is the appendage, right? So I'm going to do an append. Now here's where it's going to get dicey because I don't actually know that a function is exactly how you call it here. And yeah, see, a function looks a little bit different in lazy. I think. I'm just gotta take a look. See this? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's right. This is why I do things line by line. BKR. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's just a way for me to onload. Maybe if you're feeling the same way, then that's cool. Okay, so in order to move this along, because I don't want to get stuck, I feel like I'm slowing down. then what I tend to do is I tend to check myself every once in a while, and I'll go, am I do I feel like I'm getting bogged down by like having to check whether I'm doing something right or not? And if I feel like I'm getting bogged down, then I'll basically just make a few assumptions and go, okay, I'm just going to assume that the way that I'm being told to do it is the correct way for now. And then I will deal with the errors later because at least I can get through the current set of problems and then go backwards and fix. I don't always do that, but I'm going to do that right now. So, um, if I do that, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do, yeah, okay. I'm just going to do the list one. So I'll go like, yeah, yada, yada. I also don't know if double or single quotes matter here. I guess we're going to find out. Harpoon dot UI. And then, okay, so you're calling the UI like, I guess, namespace or something. And then you're calling a function called toggle quick menu. And probably you're passing it whatever you want the menu to show, which would be the Harpoon list, which is a function inside Harpoon, which means you're getting it, right? You're getting it. And then you're passing it, and then you're showing it. And that's probably how it works. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to go through the rest of it. But now that I've kind of got a sense of what the heck I'm doing, I will indeed copy if I can. There we go. I hate that I don't have a consistent single double quote, but for the time being, I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just like the Primogen. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Okay. I'm ready to try. Let's see what happens. So if I load up, just when I think this through, I should be able to load up my project, and I'm gonna get an error. Ta-da! Okay. So the Lua chunk, attempt to index local self in setup. Init Lua 41 in function setup, but it's really line 622. All right. So I should just be able to go. Okay. First things first, have I made a typo? Or am I doing something really stupid? I don't think so. Like the other way I could do it is do like this require line, like this guy. Um I could throw it into a local var and then I could run setup. But I mean, we've got this guy. I don't think the problem is here. Let me see. BKR is helping me out here. Okay, I have switches on leader 1 to 5 for even more speed. Using control for other function. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's actually okay. I might change that. I think in Kickstart, that setup needs to go somewhere else. So here's what I understand. In Kickstart, the setup needs to go after. I'll show you. This guy, require lazy setup, needs to run first. It's got to do its thing first. It's got to do all the plugin and whatever first. Then at the end of this guy, right here, now you're supposed to be able to run everything else that you want. And you can kind of see that being true when you've got lines like telescope is being set up down here, right? You've got, there's another one being set up somewhere down here too. I'll find it. Yeah, down here with the mason. So we've got the mason setup and everything. That's all down here. So as long as it's below that initial require lazy setup, I think it's supposed to be okay. So this is interesting. Very interesting. And I'm curious. Attempt to index local self a nil value. And what is 41? 41 is, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Unless it's 41 on, is it 41 on the Harpoon? Let's see. Yeah, okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. So this is where it's having the here. Can I, why isn't it showing up? Why isn't it showing up? Show up. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There's my terminal. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. You've got to be kidding me. What is the deal? What is the deal? Okay, here's what I'll do. Instead of that, why don't I just throw my my display capture, okay? And no. No. This is getting worse. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. So here in line, so there's an error of line 41, right? So it's right here in the setup. There's a param partial config. I wonder if we've been misled. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if we have to pass in a partial config here, and maybe Primogen did like a recent update or something. And because we can't pass, because we don't have a partial config, maybe that's why it's failing. But I also don't know if that makes sense, because the error, if I go back, the error is something about index local self. So I don't actually know if that's it. I really don't know if that's it. So I'm going to take a wild guess here. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's got something to do with the way that I'm running the oh, BKR. Is that required? Do you have in the Kickstart local Harpoon equals require Harpoon? No. I was literally going to suggest that, because I'm thinking that might be the only thing I can think of. Like, I can't think of anything else that could be. You can see in here, I don't have that, right? Require. And then what would I do? Just run like harpoon.setup? Probably, right? Kind of like that. And then like just an empty config. That feels right. I mean, I could try it. Harpoon setup. Hey, is that what, okay, sure, BKR. Sure. Let's see. Right. Oh, you know what? You're so right. Now that I see it, I see why you're right. Because this stuff, right? What is this if it's not created? What is Harpoon? Yeah, get blame Prime. What is Harpoon semicolon whatever list if I don't have it set, right? So I think you're spot on here. Let's see. Damn. All right. Okay, well at least there are no errors, which is progress. Um okay. So let's say that I did all right, so I want to go to my DOM and then I want to go to my zig file, right? And then I want to look at my buffers and I see that my buffers are there, okay? Um now what I need to do is I need to um yeah, be care. Um I need to add stuff to the list of stuff in Harpoon. So I can't remember which one's leader. I always get it confused. It's either this one um, or it's the other one. No, it's that one. Okay. And then if I want to look at um, whatever my list is, nope, sorry, not the right one. Okay, so there's Harpoon, nothing there. So I probably screwed that up. Whoops, what's going on? What's going on? What happened? Yeah, all right. Okay, there we go. There we go. I got stuck for a second. Okay, so my leader A is supposed to be like if I go be Prav, right? Um, damn, this is not working. There's something weird going on with my yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. Uh, sure. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I'm back to normal. Harpoon is doing whatever it wants to do. This so far so good. Okay, here's my DOM. Cool, 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 cool. And then let's say I just want to like zig, yeah. Okay. Why do I feel like um why do I feel like I don't have the right leader A? Yeah. And then the E. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. E is opening up my menu. That's right. But my menu doesn't have anything on the list. And then I'll go what? Previous. Sure. Nope. Yeah, I think I've screwed up my leader somehow. Um, or maybe I just haven't set it. Maybe I think I have it. It's space, isn't it? All right, so now what happens? There we go. Okay. I had forgotten what my leader was. Because I read it from Kickstart and then I didn't remember it. Okay, cool. So, if I, what is with these errors? Okay, we'll come back to this. So now if I go, yeah, and then I go A, and then I open up, all right. So there's my list. And then I should be able to do like what? Let's say, oops. Oops. Damn it, now I have to do it again. Because of my fingers. All right. A, yeah, and then previous A. Check it. Sure, looks good. 1, 2. Nope. No, and I know why. I know why. It's because I'm not using it right. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so H did skip forward. What were the other ones? I've forgotten the other ones already. So we've got HTNS, yeah? So let's try like, yeah, there we go. All right. Control T, Control H, that's what it is for me. I think we're rocking. Cool. Okay, so this is nice because the difference here, what I normally have to do is in my head, if I have like, say in this case I have 4 files that I want to remember, I have to load in the buffer number in my head. That's usually what I do. I have to um remember it, like buffer 4 is this, buffer whatever is that. But this is nice because I just add it to, a list of 4, maybe 5, like what BKR has, and then I just swap between them with some keyboard shortcuts. So it's pretty nice, man. That's pretty nice. Okay, so um, yeah, BKR, you're reading my mind. Move the entries in the UI and delete an entry. So let's say, haha, nope. I don't know how I did that. Okay, so if I wanted to move the entries in the UI and then delete one, how on earth would I do that? Oh, I see. Just like a regular delete. Got it. And then let's say I wanted to load up like a different one. Then I do whatever. Yeah. Oh no, it came back. So I didn't do it right. I didn't do it right. I think it's because I'm trying to do buffer stuff while it's not. Let's see what we got. No? So we've got an issue, I think. Unless BKR knows how to move entries and delete them, because I don't see a way to do it. Error loading Lua string. Expected near EOF. Give you a hint. It's Vim. Uh-oh. Then I'm in a lot of trouble. DD delete entry, visual, and then move. That's what I thought I did that though. That's exactly what I thought I did. Unless I'm a complete buffoon, which is highly likely. Okay, let's see. Why is my list not coming up? Okay, somehow. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Oh, it's like that. You actually have to save the damn thing. All right. All right. So if that's correct, then I should just be able to do like, I don't know. Sure. It's still not. Huh? It's still not. That's fine. No, no, no. I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's screwing me up. Anytime that I cause it to error out, it's basically breaking Harpoon. Yeah. I think that's what's going on. So if I go, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, it is. Whoa, that crashed. Something weird is going on. Okay, there we go. Sure. Or, nope. I still have my DOM. Cool. And then what I can do is, let's say I open up another one just for the heck of it. Uh-huh. Well, there's these two. All right. So that this is so weird. There's something really funky I've got myself into. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, Dom, let's go back to Dom. Uh-huh. Check the buffer. Yeah. Uh-huh. And now when I try and open up the menu, it's not even opening up. Like like I just did leader A, right? Just to add DOM HTML, yeah. And I'm trying to open up the menu. For me, it's Control E, which has been working the whole time. If I open it up again, oops, nope. It's there. But like I get into some kind of broken state and I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly what's triggering the broken state because I want to try and nail it down so I can like maybe submit a PR or something and help sort it out. But it's been real funky. So so I just created an error on purpose, right? Now if I open it up, if I open up the menu again, that's cool. If I see, yeah, this is weird. This is super weird. Once you create an error, like what did I do? All I did was hit enter, right? All I did was hit enter. Here, I'm gonna do it again one more time. Let's quit the whole damn thing. All right. Can I? Does this even work? No, it doesn't matter. I don't need it. Okay. Yeah. It breaks when changing the active list and saving the state. I'll show you what I'm trying to do, right? So like everything's cool here. And then if I do my keyboard switches like let's say like T, yeah, and then H, yeah, you know, cool. We're good. We're rocking. Everything's great. I can even open up the menu again. Once I hit enter, okay, so I'm just on one, enter, yeah, and then there's a problem at the bottom. That error loading Lua string Lua expected near EOF. I don't know where that even is. Right now, oh, you know what? Maybe this would help. How about that? Oh, damn. And then yeah, there we go. So then it creates an even bigger error. And now I'm stuck in this weird place where nothing works, right? So then like press enter or type a command to continue. Okay, fine. Can I open up the menu? Oh, I can this time. I couldn't last time, right? Let me the keyboard switches work. Yeah, we're good. But now I can't open the menu. I can't open the menu. It's donezo. So there's something weird. So I guess if what I need to do is kind of recreate the issue and track the errors that I'm creating and see if maybe it'll help Primogen to figure out what's going on. The other issue that I suspect is probably causing some level of weirdness here is that I'm using lazy. I have a really weird feeling that that's probably not actually what's going on here. I don't think it should matter that I'm using lazy and he's using Packer for a plugin system. But maybe I should make sure to include that in case it makes a difference. But I mean, if I'm fresh in, you know, it's only when I hit enter, yeah, and then I go into it, and then the error comes up, and then everything goes to hell. I'm gonna check one more thing. Um, yeah, BKR. I agree. The package manager shouldn't care. Um, I'm gonna check one more thing. The one more thing I'm gonna check is, do I have some kind of a like typo, or am I not closing something correctly? Like I just want to make sure this is not me. This function requires 2 arguments, but instead it is receiving 1. Uh, am I not setting the setup correctly? Well, the error kind of went away. Let's see. So, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Nope. There's some weird, like, closing thing here. There's something weird going on. Assume required fields. That's fine. I'm really not sure what the deal is. Have I screwed up like one of these? Doesn't look like it. I wonder if the function call in um in lazy requires like some kind of closing special closing thing, but I don't think so. I think a function literally just takes end as its closure. Right? So like if I do a say a function. Yeah. Function end. Uh sure, function end, function end. Yeah, and I have function end on all of these. So I don't, nothing particularly jumps out at me as not being properly set up or like nothing being properly closed, some kind of like, typo or something on my end. It really genuinely feels like I've either completely screwed up how this is supposed to be set up, like where it's supposed to go in this init script, or there's another plugin screwing up the like clashing with Harpoon, or maybe it's a legit issue with Harpoon itself. I don't actually know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to I guess what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a ticket. And if I'm stupid, then Mr. Primogen can tell me I'm stupid. All right. So probably a bug report. So the title for the yeah BKR blocker ticket highest priority. Um, so the ticket would be getting into what would be a good call, or what would be a good title? Getting into odd breaking state. Okay, let's just go with that for now. This is about Harpoon 1. It will be closed. Please use Harpoon 2 for branch. Okay, here's the thing. Is this, do you keep that text? Is everyone else keeping that text or no? Okay, so I don't need to keep that text. Because I know sometimes people like to have like, the maintainers want you to submit tickets in a particular way. So they set up a template and then want you to keep whatever's in the template. Just needed to check. I didn't think so, but just needed to check. Getting into odd breaking state. Okay, so I need to provide some details. So let's okay, so first of all, wow, all of a sudden I'm terrible at typing. Details about my setup. Running WSL2 on Windows 11. Ubuntu distro. And I should probably figure out what my Neovim version is. Oh, well, actually here. No, it's okay. I'll just need to figure out the version. Where the heck did my... Where did it go? Here it is. All right. Yeah, sure. I don't care about you. So I can go just like what? B? Yeah. NVIM 0.9.4. NVIM 0.9.4. Using Kickstart. Yeah, Kickstart NVIM. Yeah, BKR, right? I agree. Okay, so Kickstart NVIM is yeah, that's what I'm using. Okay. So let's say I'm loading okay, that's fine. That's good enough for my setup. Running my project, loading 2 files into buffer, pending both files into the Harpoon list. Opening menu, hitting enter key on one item in menu, getting error. I'll insert the error here. Subsequent usage. I'm just rough drafting the whole thing. Subsequent usage, sometimes not able to get back into menu, sometimes getting more serious error. Okay, let's kind of format this now. Steps to reproduce. Okay, running my project. Yes, I want to do it this way. All right. Yep, loading 2 files into buffer. Appending both files into the Harpoon list. Opening the menu. Hitting enter key on one item in menu. Getting error, whatever it is. Let's get the error now. All right, so this is the error. Oh, okay, I can't. How do you? How do you copy the? Oh no, I forgot how to go back through the buffer of errors in Vim. How terrible am I at Vim? I'm pretty damn terrible. There's a way to do it. What? I can't remember. Okay, forget it. Here's what we're gonna do. I got an idea. We're just gonna type it in. Yada. So maybe I should just put it here, and then I'm just gonna put it like this. Bikara, to be honest, I didn't even know you could do that. You could do that. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I thought there was a way to go back through the these red arrows at the bottom. Like I thought there was like a buffer of them that you could go back through, like some kind of log, but I don't know. So I'm gonna do this the hard way. All right. Error loading Lua string. And that's gonna be Lua like that, and then one. Whoops. Yeah, and then it's gonna be that, and then expected near EOF. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. So I can yeah, okay. So then what I can do is I can go like double whatever. Subsequent usage. And then I'm gonna go actually I should just make this one. Okay. And then sometimes not able to get back into menu. And then sometimes getting more serious error. Can I trigger the more serious error? Let's see. There we go. Holy crap. Fortunately, BKR, I see you. Let me just finish typing this up. All right. 5108. So let's go. Let's see what we got here. 5107. No help. Maybe I'm. Nope. I don't know if it's case sensitive, but just trying it in case it is. Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing for it. Okay. So I'm going to add some notes, some additional notes. Can often exit project and return with a maintained Harpoon list. Sometimes can still use shortcut keys to switch between entries and list. Sometimes there's a inbuilt help for Lua errors. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting, BKR. Let's see what's going on here. That's what I should have checked. I should have checked for existing errors, shouldn't I? Yeah, this looks very similar. I think it's a different line number. If you hit a key, it'll still open the file. However, when you go to select it from the menu again, it will open in the Harpoon window. You then cannot close the Harpoon window, but you can close the buffer within it. I did run into this once. I got it into this once. But then look, oh, check this out, BK. Huh? 5107. Right? It will not let me close again, except via the Harpoon window toggle. It will not enter the buffer. It is the same from the most recent commit. Yeah, and the Harpoon setup here is very similar to mine. But in particular, there's some additional items like an description, silent, no remap, so we can make sure it's locked down. Yeah. Um, I don't know if my loading would be the cause or both. I'm using Nix to load my config. My config file is based on the template that I made. It allows people to get the benefits of Nix while still using Lua for config. You can download via Nix. Okay, so he's basically telling you like how he sets up his own config, so you can pretty much match it. So maybe what I should do is I should add a comment here instead of doing my own ticket. So I'm going to just take this. I'm going to add a comment here. I'm getting a similar or same issue. Yeah, I'm going to also add above denotes using lazy plugin manager. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that helps. But thanks, BK. That definitely sounds like there's something going on in particular, and the fact that um, the setup that I'm seeing right here, all this, the fact that this looks pretty much the same as what I have gives me some hope that I'm not like way off base here. I think this is a good sign that I've got, the setup somewhat decent. So I'm gonna just add the comment, and that looks okay. Yeah, formatted okay. Hopefully he can read that okay. And then I'll just close this. All right. Now, I don't know why I had that leader Stack Overflow thing open. I don't remember doing that. Yeah, I think, BK, I think you're right. There's something specific to Prime setup. And, I think I think it seems to be more like a deeper Lua error rather than something that's like necessarily in the Harpoon section, if that makes sense. Yeah, the Lua error is a big red flag. Exactly. So yeah, it's probably something he's got to look at. Okay, but having said that, just to kind of close off like the video and the point of the video, um, can I generally, as long as I don't run into any serious issues and I know what my issues are, and I just like kind of ignore getting myself into those states. So like what I can do is kind of stick to the basics, right? So if I open up my Harpoon menu, I've got my two files here. So I'm just not going to hit enter. I'm just going to assume that that's not working. I'll just never like use it, run it, whatever the case is. What I'm going to do instead is I'll just, my keyboard shortcuts for me, Control T, Control H. I can change those to be a leader, so I can just do exactly what BK suggested, just use leader H or whatever. So I'll just, I'll work around it, right? I'll just work around it. Yeah, right, BK. I just won't do the most obvious thing in the UI panel. Right, right? Because, I mean, who would do that? Prime, come on, man. Do you really expect people to like use your panel intuitively? Give me a break. The other thing that I do think works though, um, to Prime's defense here, I can, like, let's say I want to take this test zig out, right? No, I can't even do that. I can't even do that. Prime, I can't even do that. So I literally have to like handcuff myself with how I use this damn thing. Is it like, how busted is it now? Let's see. Let's say I go back to use dig, right? And then yeah, no, it's super busted. I can't even open up the menu. Oh, this is bad. So I basically I cannot I cannot use the panel. The panel is non-functional, folks. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna make a damn tweet. Listen, listen, Prime. Okay. Uh, Mr. the Primogen, Mister. Your Harpoon 2 UI panel is non-functional. Okay? I'd like my money back, please. um, and then I'll just add like no caps. Everything else works great. Something like that. All right? So there we go. Um, okay. So I mean, honestly, that's really that's yeah, dozens of GitHub issues. I know, right? What the heck? Oh, look, he's checking. Mr. Primogen, as much as I give him crap for this, he's on it. Listen to this. My fault on this. Let me double check it tonight. I'm sorry if I cause any issues to anyone. Feels bad. Trying to add in observability and I think I goofed. Okay, that's cool. So maybe I'll come back to this later. But so I'm trying to close off this video because it's a long one. Look, here's the thing, all right? Um, and I'll probably do like a follow-up tweet just so that he doesn't feel so bad. Look, I'll even give him an emoji. Okay, I'll even give him a thumbs up emoji, like, you know, and then maybe like a heart emoji. Okay, so here's the thing, this actually works like reasonably well. All right, so and here's what I'll say, even without the UI panel, all right, even though that's not working very well, I still think this is a big improvement for me over having to do b prev, bn, b next, b buffer number. Okay, I would much rather have to worry about not using a UI panel, just simply going like, for me it's just like space A and then control T control H and I can swap for, or control T H N S depending on the list, right? That's way better for me already. And I don't even care about the panel necessarily, right? The only issue that I would have ultimately not being able to use the panel correctly is um what if I need to remove something from the list? So it's actually something I haven't tried, right? So let's try it out. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. BK, I mean, if you never have used Harpoon, using Harpoon is a game changer. It's true. It's true. Um Here's what I'll do. All right, and then I'll go like what else? Game? Sure. Okay. No, it's still not doing it. Oops. It's not adding. I don't know. I don't know. Really, I don't know. It's not. I think I'm gonna have to give up. This is the only thing that's getting to me right now. If I could like stack on top of the list such that the first one on the top of the list goes away and I could just keep like adding on top, I could even work with that. That to me would even be better than jumping around buffers and remembering the buffer commands and swapping around, right? So even if I could get through the stack list and, you know, the rest errored out and I just never touched it until Prime could fix it, even that would be better. But I honestly don't think that I can do that right now, which is a real shame. It's not even adding anything to the list. It isn't. I'm feeling really sad right now because I really tried hard. Okay, well, I mean, you know, I hope here, you know, I hope he takes it constructively. You know, let me just. For real though, this is gonna be a game changer for Neovim, you know, jumping around stuff, something like that. I really do think he's got the right idea here, and I'm actually genuinely excited to see where it goes. Um, maybe I'll contribute. Maybe I'll try and help out and contribute instead of just being a backseat driver and complaining about it. Because genuinely really hate the idea, even though I'm doing this all the time. Um, doing like this weird buffer stuff, right? And you know what? Maybe I should actually even include, let's see. Ah, no, it's okay. Did you take a look at Prime's config for the tmux? There's some black magic voodoo. I want it, but I don't comprehend. Ah, here, I'll add no tmux for me. That's a good call out, BK. I'm gonna try and okay, I guess I'm keeping this video going for whatever that's worth. I'm gonna try. BK, shoot me a link. Do you know where his tmux setup is? If you know where it is, I haven't seen this before. Son of a, he got me. Oh, that's funny. Oh, look at little Tej. Little Tej just looks like, maybe he's got like the chubby baby face. That's what's going on here. Tej the chubby baby face. Um that just got me. I just wasn't expecting to see any of this. Anyways, all right. Tmux. Where's his Tmux? Do we have his tmux config? I don't see a tmux config. I don't see a tmux config. Oh, I bet you it's dot files. Duh. I bet you it's dot files. It's dot files. All right. What's you got for a tmux config? Yeah, dot files. Thanks, BK. Thanks, BK. So what kind of, okay, so you set in 256 default terminal. Okay, this seems like pretty standard stuff. All right. He might have some local overrides potentially. He's using VI keys. He's got selection stuff. He's piping out. Oh no, pane switching. Pane, right. So you can switch between your tmux tabs. Forget the find window. CHT. All right. So his sessionizer must be using, it must be using yeah, so he's binding shortcut keys and then they're running specific things for him. But I don't know that any of these are particularly contributing or not contributing to to what he's doing, right? Even his command, it's just kind of whatever. Um let's see. BK. So blob master bin, local scripts, sessionizer. Let's see what he's got. Okay, so if there's some kind of, I think this would be like passing in query parameters or argument parameters. If there's one of them, then you select just whatever the first one is. Otherwise, you're going to go do some kind of find and you're going to search through whatever your input was. So okay, so I see. So he's taking whatever the parameter inputs are. If it's one, then he's setting a variable to just whatever it is. If he's not, then he's running a sub command. Z selected. I can't remember what -Z does. If you find something, then you're going to get the base name. You're going to check for your tmux. Then you're going to open a new. Okay, so you know what he's doing here? This isn't exactly anything in particular. What he's really doing here is there's something that we're missing just kind of higher up in the level. And literally, if you're passing a particular type of command with some set of parameters, it'll generate either a new session or a new tab of sessions based on what your inputs are. So I think if you input like a set of files or something, it's going to automatically generate a tmux session for you based on the files or a folder you pick or things like that. And then I think what might also happen at one higher level up, perhaps, I could have that wrong, is when the tmux session is open, then it's automatically running a bunch of setup for that project. So it might be running like an installation of some plugins or some configuration values or things like that that set up your tmux and things inside of that tmux session for the project you've passed in. So in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing, I don't think there's any like funky configuration stuff he's doing that would in particular make his config work better this in a vacuum, rather than just using Neovim and Harpoon by itself without tmux. I'm not seeing it. I could be wrong. So we'll see what Primogen comes up with. But